With me today are two critics of the soccer stadium proposal. Hart Cantillon has lived in the Williamsville neighborhood, close to the Memorial Centre, for some 50 years. He's a retired Queen's prof studying and teaching sports history. Annette Burfoot is co-chair of the Williamsville Community Association. Her research at Queen's and teaching focuses on civic engagement. She's particularly concerned about active transportation and preserving Kingston's green spaces. She was among those who fought successfully to keep the bike lanes on Princess Street in that Williamsville district. Welcome to Division Street, Hart and Annette.
Thank you.
My first question is to Annette. You were one of the people who started up this petition, which has grown from 5,000 to 6,000 signatures. Why did you do that, and were you surprised by the positive reception?
I was surprised. We got 5,000 in 5 days, so it was I think it's one of the largest petitions ever to be presented to council. Surprise is the key word here. The news of this proposal was surprising, and the Williamsville Community Association responded quickly, and one of the things that came up from that group was, let's see what would happen if we launched a petition. I was not expecting what happened, and that 5,000 is filtered to just Kingston and the area. So those numbers are all people who live in or very near Kingston.
So why did you launch the petition? I mean, it sounds like a good idea, soccer for all.
Oh, we have no problem with soccer. We're very supportive of soccer. We launched the petition because of our feelings towards the space and the significance of having open green space in such a densely populated area of the city. Also one where that kind of space is so important to so many, and not in formal ways, in informal ways as well. And all of that would be lost with the stadium proposal.
Jamie, if I could
as
a member of Williamsville, one of the things that I've noticed, and I've been living in Williamsville since 1976, is the lack of green space that we have. And there is this assumption, because Victoria Park and the Memorial Centre space is in the area, we don't need any more. And the problem is that that's problematic. I think the city estimates by the year 2051, the population could be up to 200,000 people. And the density growth with the high rises on Princess Street corridor, there is almost none of those buildings that have any green space.
Right.
And so it's really vital to keep what is public green space open.
Yep.
And when you propose a stadium, and as Annette said, nobody's against organized soccer, but when you propose a stadium on one of two major public spaces, it's problematic.
Yeah, you mentioned when we were talking before we began to tape this, Hart, that you made a distinction between informal sports and use of green space, and I guess you could assume this Victory Grounds proposal is much more a reflection of organized sport, because this professional soccer league that is supposedly going to come here is hardly informal, right?
Exactly, and it's one of the problems, Jamie, and over the years my experience has been in public recreation as well as organized sport. And by far, if you take a look at any country in the world that's has a very well organized sports program, informal activity, spontaneity, competition on the day, dropping in is far more prevalent than organized sport. And when you have organized sport, and in Canada, the Pierre Trudeau government with Iona Campanola as the chair of sports, it became a very logical thing, pay to play. And organized sport, you ask any young family that has kids in swimming, in figure skating, in hockey, in soccer, in basketball, that you pay to play. And one of their, just as an example, the Pete Peterson League, which is the city's recreational basketball league, people line up at 3 o'clock in the morning to
I've
get
done
in.
so.
And the thing is,
Right
why?
after Labor
because
Day.
you can afford it. You can afford it.
Yeah.
It's like $5 or something.
Yeah.